Hello, my name is Ramon, cosmetic formulator and sunscreen fanatic, and it's that time of the month once again where I come on and tell you all the products that I've been loving, products I've been hating, and products that I emptied in this last month. Truth be told, the month of April was kind of low-key. I was testing quite a few products in the background, and so therefore what I was able to use more on a consistent basis was very simple, straight to the point. But before we get into it, I'm going to ask that you hit the subscribe button, notification bell, so that you know when I post more skincare, sunscreen, and Fenty related content on my channel. Give the video a thumbs up, and down below in the comments, let me know what are some of your favorite products that you've used in the last month, products that did you real dirty, as well as products that you finally got around to emptying. Anytime I get an empty, it's honestly a celebration just because I have so many products that I'm still actively working through. It's a miracle if I ever get to empty something. So we're gonna get straight to the point, and the first product I'm gonna talk about is my one hate it for the month. I just wanna be clear, it's very rare that I actually hate a product. Truth be told, for me, someone who wants to work in product development, I can see the worth or the specific perspective behind creating a certain product, who would best be suited for. So if I'm generally saying something didn't work for me, it just didn't work for me, not saying it's a bad product altogether. But that being said, today I'm going to talk about the Avène Intense Protect SPF 50+. I did a whole review of this a couple weeks back, and the tea behind this was that this is a new sunscreen from Avène that launched a new sunscreen filter onto the market, Triasorb, that gives you protection beyond just UV and into visible light. And so there was hype around that. It's actually a fairly affordable body and face sunscreen. I did not like it because it was just too rich of a formulation. It was very emollient, it was really greasy, it did not work for my skin type, and considering this is something you want to use because it has ultra high protection factors in more like high UV index days, like height of summer, beach day kind of situation, this formula just does not feel good on my skin. If they could take this and make it matte, more oily skin friendly, then I would definitely be more interested, but it just did not work for my skin type. I will definitely be repurposing this as a body sunscreen. I have already, just because I can use heavier textures down here, but for my face, no. That was my only hate it for the month, but next let's get into my empties. It's very rare that I get to finish a product, so every time I do, it's really exciting just because that means that I like the product enough to really go through it, and this is gonna be no surprise to anyone, but my one empty for the month is the Fenty Total Cleanser. I love this cleanser. I love the feel of it, the smell of it, the texture of it. That wasn't the case when I first tried it. It didn't seem to work specifically how I wanted it to work or how they were advertising it to work. So I had to figure out how to use this just because I didn't feel like it took off makeup adequately. That's my one thing, but I just had to learn how to use it. I needed to use enough to make that happen. But as a second cleanse, I love the texture of this, and more so I love the smell of this. This is one of those self-care TLC kind of cleansers. It works perfectly for my skin type, and I finished with it. I already have backups though, thank God. And so I'm with the whole Fenty skin thing, you know, the whole thing is recycling. So I'm going to make sure I adequately dispose of this because we're trying to save Mother Nature here. And now let's get into the faves of this last month. There's a few here. Again, I've been testing out specific skincare products for specific skincare concerns. Therefore, I'm keeping most of my skincare routine pretty simple, pretty to the point, but I do have some things I wanted to shout out that really stood out to me this last month. First and foremost is going to be a little bit of a shock, and that is the Purito eye cream. This is the Centella Green Level eye cream. I always talk about how I don't think eye creams are necessary. I think they're basically like glorified moisturizers. That being said, do I believe there's a time and a place for an eye cream? Yes. For example, if you just have a really sensitive eye area that's very prone to irritation very easily, having something that's very gentle that specifically you want to use around the eye is great. Also, eye creams are really great for makeup prep around the eye, preparing your under eye for concealer if you have more dry under eyes, or if you're using more specific mattifying products elsewhere, but you still want that area to be nicely moisturized. And also, if the skincare you're using is irritating, has a lot of actives, and you can't bring that around your eye area, an eye cream is going to be nice to still have something to put around your eye area to either act as a buffer to protect your under eye or just to give you more moisturization. And that's pretty much actually how I've been using it in this last month. First and foremost, I've just been using specific acne treatment products. So I want to make sure my under eyes are protected. So that's where this came in. And also this was very handy when I was testing out one of my other favorites for the month because I just really needed moisturized under eyes because the other product was just way too mattifying. This smells delicious. It has that bergamot Earl Grey smell I really like from Purito scented products. It's $11, so it's really affordable. And this just is a very nice moisturizing under eye cream. So it was cute. But on that same note, one of my other favorites for the month was the Cotz Prime and Protect. This specifically, the only reason why I wanted to feature it is because this is the one product that I've ever used that functions as an eye primer that keeps my eyelid crease free and matte all day long. I have never in my life used an eye primer that's actually functioned outside of this one. So go watch my review. As a sunscreen, it's nice. To me, this is more just a primer with SPF to layer on top of other sunscreens that you really like to enjoy for some more blurring and mattifying properties. Just because of how small it is and the price point, I don't want to use this for my full face necessarily, but as an eye primer, she really comes through. I want to see how this works when it's a lot more muggy, a lot more humid, a lot hotter of a day, to see if she really holds up, but very surprised by her. Next is a couple sunscreens. I have the Biore Athlizm and the Black Girl Sunscreen Make It Matte. These I want to shout out just because I'm back in class, back in the lab formulating this term, and in the mornings, I'm not a morning person. I am as lazy as can be. So if I can expedite my routine and make it as quick and simple as possible, I do, and I always reach for tried and trues, and sunscreen's a must every day for me no matter what, but I want a sunscreen that I can just literally slap on and run out the door and know that it's going to look good. It's going to keep me looking nice and fresh throughout the day without making my skin too oily and too shiny. And these are my favorites. That Biore Athlizm, a really nice gel texture. It's heavy in alcohol, so it really sets down to my skin very quick, leaves me with a nice matte finish. And then that Black Girl Make It Matte, it has that primer kind of quality to it that diffuses the look of pores, some texture issues, and also feels really nice and moisturizing on the skin. Those are two I just reach for very regularly because I know that they work and I don't have to worry about them. I do have separate reviews for each of those on the channel as well. If you want more tea on those, check them out. But those are definitely going to be some staples for summer. And this next one I just mentioned in my body care video. It was a recent addition into my routine after seeing a friend post about it on Instagram and hearing that Dr. Dre was really hyping this up. And that is the Advanced Clinicals Retinol Advanced Firming Cream. I don't know if these have been around for a minute or this is more of like a new thing, but just a retinol and a body cream seems like it should have been a thing a long time ago and should be a lot more hyped up. So I was really happy to see something like this. Did I make bootleg versions of this myself by taking Tret and mixing it with like a regular body lotion? Yes. Do I know how much retinol is in this? No, like a percentage? Not at all. But the texture of this is really nice considering what the formulation is based around. It has mineral oil as like the second ingredient. This just like works into the skin, sets in really nicely. You're not greasy or sticky afterwards. I found that with very frequent usage right off the bat, I didn't have any sensitivity, any irritation, any real signs of retinization on the body. Really hyped to keep using this. Hopefully I will see results, but as we know with retinoids, it's gonna take a minute to see results, especially because it's not like I have a lot of things on my body to really worry about outside of some pigmentation issues, really. I'm like hopeful that in like 30 years with consistent usage of this, I will really see a difference. So I don't know if I'm gonna have a channel in 30 years, but stay tuned, we'll find out. And the last product is one I got very recently in my routine. I get my PR hella delayed compared to everyone else. So I saw everyone else really enjoying this and I could not wait to try it out. And I got it this week and it has not disappointed. And that is the new Naturium Fermented Camellia Creamy Cleansing Oil. I live for innovative skincare technology, even if it's just in something as simple as like a texture quality of a product. If it's interesting and makes me want to use it, that's really fun for me. And seeing this was really, really cool. And so I could not wait to get my hands on it. But what's fun about it is it comes out looking like a gel. It looks like hair gel, clear hair gel. You start to work it into your hands. You feel it kind of get warm. I don't know if that's like a universal thing, but for me, it got like warm. And then I started working it into my skin and it went from like a thick gel down into a really lightweight cleansing oil. So that was a really cool experience. A little bit of this goes a long way. It melts down your makeup in a really nice, comfortable, lightweight way. Rinses off clean. This is definitely really, really fun to use. Love Fermented technology. I have the other cleanser this launched with. That one it has more of an exfoliating property to it. So that's one I've only used, I think, twice because I don't want to overdo things. This is one I have been able to use every night since I've got it. Genuinely really enjoy this. So if you're looking for a new cleansing oil or cleansing balm, this is definitely worth getting. I believe it's $18 or $20 and you get a good amount of product in this. So worth all the hype. Very happy, very excited. And with that, those are the products that have really just done it for me, products that did me dirty, and the products that I finally got to go through in the month of April. Again, don't forget down below, sound off and tell me what some of your favorite products were in this last month. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, notification bell so that you know when I post more skincare, sunscreen, and Fenty related content on my channel. Give me a thumbs up and thanks for watching, guys. Bye.